This week on Fragmented, Greg shows us some rusty dusty crustiness, the underneath of Oscar is looking clean enough to eat your dinner on, and Greg has a well-deserved G&T.
Afternoon everyone, quick update again on Oscar. Sunday afternoon, we're in the garage. As you can see, Oscar's rear end is almost back together. It's missing the fog light and he's got us paint the valance underneath. He missed a few bits, so that's got to be painted underneath. That's why the fog light's not on and we've got the exhaust to go on, but at the back he's looking like a full car again. So yeah, there he is. We'll have a wander around, see what we've done, see if I can catch everyone up. Right, so I've started in on getting the lovely walnut dash back in. That's going back in. It was going back in fine until I realised the speedo cable was damaged. So I went and got a replacement speedo cable, which is up on the back bench. But then, when I took the brand new speedo cable out of its packaging, the square drive is missing off the end of the brand new one, and for some reason the sleeve just comes away. So I don't think that has happened, so I've got to nip back to Green and White's tomorrow and get that sorted. So I've had to hang fire on the dash installation. So what else we got in? We've got the steering columns gone back in, steering wheel, so all that's back in, pedals are back on. Right, we know the interior's back in. What did we do? Well, I've started marking out for one of the arches, so doing them, but I need to find a pilot drill bit, so I'm going to nip out and get a pilot drill bit to do that. Got all the brakes built back up, so I'll get a torch. Let's have a look underneath. So yeah, handbrake cables all on and fancy new brake pipe. Just went and got a new brake pipe. We've got the fuel filter back on, brakes on that side. So yeah, all looking really smart under here, very clean. Clean enough you could eat your dinner off. Let's move around the front and see what we've done at the front. Oh, aye. You might notice there's no driver's door. There was a bit of an edge down this bit, so Andy the spray painter's took the door and he's going to refettle that. He's already been up and he's done some touch-ins, places that we weren't happy with, so Andy's busy touching them up. Bonnet moulding's all on. Bonnet shuts, lovely. Really happy with the bonnet. Look at the gaps. Gaps are nice. Yeah, lovely. So the bonnet looks, it just looks lovely. It looks factory fitted. What have we done underneath the bonnet? This is a posh Mini, I keep on forgetting. It's got an internal bonnet release. What we've got going on in here, well, you can see brand new soundproof pad. I don't know if we had that in the last video, but it's in now. Brake servo's gone back in. Yeah, I know. No, but you can leave comments if you like below. You can leave comments about this, but there is reasons why. It's just we were asked to recommission rather than restore, but at some point that got confused in the conversation and I started spraying a lot of brackets and things, like the ECU bracket I sprayed up, but it takes a lot of time, so we have had to step back a bit and just think, yeah, we're just recommissioning, not restoring every last nut and bolt, which way we have or I have. So yeah, it works, it's fine, it's just a bit rusty. So yeah, new brake pipes in, new brake pipe round the front, All the brakes built underneath, everything new. Up there, charcoal filter, or the charcoal canister, part of the emissions I think, and the overflow tank, or the catch tank. So we're hoping to get the engine back up this afternoon, at least sitting next to Oscar, or who knows, we might drop it in tonight. Very much doubt it. One thing I did have to do, the bonnet, the catch where the bonnet steer goes in, stupid me, had that welded in the wrong way around, and the nut for the ECU locating, or the bolt, that pin there was over here, so I'd welded that 180 degrees out, so I've had to chop that out, weld that back in and dress it back down and paint it back up. Is that my fault? What else have we got going on? On the bench at the back, I've started checking the wiper motor, because we were going to replace the parking switch. There's the parking switch, because this one attached to the wiper motor, as you can see, it's bent out. It's all crusty inside. The terminals are bent out into the wiring harness, so that parking switch, half of it's missing, should look like that. The other half of this switch, this parking switch, the wiper parking switch, what this does is put it into park, first speed and second speed. But the wiring harness for this is there, and it's quite crusty and burnt out. So that, somehow I have to unpick that lot so I can plug this back in. I think it may be terminal. I think I may need to get a new connector. We'll see. And I thought I'd service the worm gear on the wipers, because yeah, that one turns freely. That's nice and free, so I'll just grease that up and clean that down. But this one, the passenger side, no, it doesn't want to go around, so there would be no way that motor would turn that. That's maybe the cause. If that's been corroded enough and the motor's been trying to power away, it could have burnt the switch out. I don't know, it might be just a thought. But it looks all clean inside, so that's the task now. The rest of the afternoon's task is to tidy this up and get it fitted. Then hopefully I'll go and see Eddie and pick the engine up. But Oscar's not looking too bad, not far off completion. Maybe it's another week of evening works, maybe it's 2 weeks. We might see it down the MOT station. So great. I've just spent 10 minutes checking these out. These are the cogs that the wipers sit on, so the wiper sits there, the wiper blade sits there. Bit of corrosion as always, so there's threads there. They pop up through the scuttle, and the wipers fit on the top, and they're fastened with a nut round there, around the threads. Threads probably, I'll be able to clean them ones up, so that one might be reusable. This one, I've got it turning, so it now turns. Let's see the cogs. Yeah, that turns, so great. Spent a bit cleaning it up and thought, yeah, champion. But then I realised it's that corroded, there's no threads on the top. So when it came through the scuttle, I wouldn't be able to fasten it down, so that is done for. Need a new one. So I'll go at the back of the bench and I'll go up the lock up and see if I've got at least one decent one, if not two better than that one. So I'll go and raid my own stock, see what happens. Right, I had a better look at this one and thought I'll give it a clean up. And yeah, there's no threads left on that one really. And I oiled up the motor connections just to free them off to get the corroded fittings out. So the terminals from the old parking switch were stuck in there. So clean the terminal up. That one's alright, great. Went to the next one, thought brilliant, that's cleaned up, and got that one out and busted that one wide open. So on the trip up to the lockup, I think I'm just going to see if I've got another wiper motor which is in better condition, because this is just corroded, and who knows, the wiper motor might not even work itself. So we're gonna go and try and find a spindle, two spindles, one wiper motor. If I've got a full assembly, I'll just bring down a full assembly, but I doubt it, because probably the equipment I've got up in the lockup, it'll be as corroded as this lot. So we may be looking for a brand new wiper setup, wiper motor and spindle setup. We'll have to price that up. Right, let's go up the lockup. End of a long day working on Oscar today, and I've just had myself a gin and tonic. Didn't even touch the sides, and the reason why I didn't touch the sides is because this just happened. Whee! Get in. Gin down the neck, engine in the beer. Picked it up from Eddie tonight. He's tidied it up a little bit, give it a nice lick of red paint, and now it's back in Oscar. Oscar's heart is now there. So that's the end of a really good weekend. Brilliant. Looks really good. Spot on. All we need to do now is go and have another gin and tonic. Right.